Hey everyone, it's Talia here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I have for you guys a clear jelly stamper haul and tutorial. So I wanted to show you a couple new products that I got in. So I recently got in two new plate holders. They came out with this sapphire one, which is just so stunning. I just love these holographic plate holders, and they came in my favorite kind of plate holder because CJS has two different kinds, and I'll show you guys that soon. And then they also came out with this red one as well, which I just think is so perfect for your Christmas plates. And currently I have my plates organized in like winter and Christmas, but I want to kind of separate them, so I thought this red one would be perfect for that. So they do have two different kinds, and I'm just going to show you the one that I do have here. This is a more structured plate holder. To me, it just kind of keeps your plates, I guess, a little bit more protected. I don't know, I much prefer the structured organizer, but it holds less plates than this organizer here, which holds way more plates. I just feel like this is a little bit more flimsy. I also feel like it's a little bit more difficult to get your plates out of here, but if you wanted something to hold more plates, it is a good option. So there's the two different kinds that you can get from Clear Jelly. I did pick up two brushes from Clear Jelly as well. So I got this blue brush here, which is their cleanup brush, and I have their short-haired cleanup brush, but I wanted this one just to kind of see if I liked it or what I kind of thought about it. So the head on this one is a little bit different than their pink cleanup brush. This one has longer bristles, and they have like smaller bristles to it too. So I won't be able to really tell you guys what I think of it until I use it, and I will use it the next time that I do my nails. I will report back. I did want to show you guys kind of a comparison between their other brush that I use for cleanup here. Then this pink one is their short-haired bristle cleanup brush. I absolutely love this one, cannot say enough good things about it, so I wanted to kind of see how they compare. The other brush that I grabbed is their Pretty in Pink brush. It is a double-headed brush, so on one side you have kind of like another cleanup brush. It's just got a thicker end to it as well. And then on the other side where you flip it over, you have like a fine detailed brush, and the hairs on this one are so fine. I actually had a hard time getting my camera to focus just because of how fine they are, but this one looks like a great option for doing any sort of detail work. Next, we have two plates that are launching today. So we have CJS 153, which is called their Life Minimalist plate. And I was really excited to see this plate because I just feel like this is a lot of the style that's kind of in right now. So it was really interesting to see this type of plate come out, especially if you look at like home decor, even the way people post on Instagram. This is just totally the style right now. So there's some great leafery on here. Leafery, is that a word? Some really fun like little rainbows, and I was really excited to demo this plate for you guys, which I will do at the end of this video. And then the next plate that we have is CJS 154. It is their Life Just Picked plate is what it is. So it is a whole bunch of different fruits as well as some different patterns on here, and I liked how these looked a little bit more hand-drawn. I like how they were kind of whimsical looking and not so precise, I guess. I just thought this was a really fun option for like citrus plates. I am going to demo both of the plates for you. So to start with, we're going to do this citrus design, which I actually don't love this one, so which is why I ended up doing two for this video, but I will show you guys this one anyway because it's just a short and sweet one. So the first color I'm going to take is 101 Teal Sorbet. It's the color I have on my nails right now, except I put a sparkle top coat on it, so it is a matte color, and it does come up a little bit more blue turquoise in person. I'm going to use the double-ended stamper from Clear Jelly because it's my favorite one for precision stamping. I'm also just going to pull out my sticky pad here too to clean my stamper with, as well as my scraper. So I'm going to do two coats of this Teal Sorbet color, but you'll see after the first coat that it's super pigmented on its own. I just like to do that second coat just to fill in any gaps and make it look a little bit more smooth and pigmented. I'm going to go in with the Coco & Claire matte top gloss on top of this color. I like stamping on top of matte top glosses when I use gel polish like this. That way I don't have like any smearing or it doesn't move around or anything. Plus I just really love this matte top gloss. The two colors I'm going to use for the lime nail are number 11, which is on the left, and number 87, which is on the right. I'm going to use the 87 as like the center stamp of the lime, and then I'm going to use the number 11 for the outline. And I love stamping like citrus on top of like a turquoise color, so it kind of bothers me that it's coming up more teal in color here because it's not as green as it looks. So stamping green on green wouldn't look the best, but because it is more of a turquoise color, That's why I decided to go with like citrus nails on top of it. So I'm going to stamp the center and then I'm going to stamp the outline on top of it here. And I like how it's kind of like a wonky outline. I just think that that's just adds a little bit more fun to the lime stamping on here. And then when I went in and stamped the black one, it's meant to look like a little bit of dots kind of surrounding it too. And I wish I would have done a lighter color than the black because I found the black to be a little bit too harsh. The yellow for the lemon that I decided to use is number 64 on the right, and then the left one is number 8, and it's just a bright yellow. So I decided to go in with the light yellow first, just stamping the middle, then stamping the outside, and then again stamping in black, which I feel like is a little bit too harsh. Like I said, I think a brown would have been a little bit better for the insides. I wanted to make it look like the citrus was just going up the whole side of the nail, so I decided to put another lime right in the bottom left corner of the nail as well, doing the exact same steps and the exact same colors that I used for the last lime. Was not liking this little black dot in the center of the nail, so I'm going to take my micro swabs and I'm just going to dip it in some acetone and then I'm going to dry it off just a little bit on this wipe just to remove some of that so you're not flooding the nail. And I'm just going to slowly remove this little black spot. I had to go in and get some more acetone on the little micro swab as well, but I eventually got it off. One question I get asked often is how long to let the polish dry before you go in with top gloss. I would say wait at least a minute or two before you go in. I did not wait long enough when I went into top gloss this, and you can see the lime on the top there kind of smears a little bit. Usually if I was working on clients, I would be top glossing like the first nail that was stamped, and then by the time I got to the last one, it would have been fully dry. So I rushed this one. Don't rush it or it will smear. This was actually one of the reasons why I wasn't going to show you guys this tutorial, but I figured, you know what, I'm going to show you guys my mistakes too. Number 6 from Coco & Claire is one of my favorite yellows. I would describe this as like a burnt bright yellow. So it's kind of got that mustard feel to it, but it's more on the bright side than like a fall mustard yellow. Anyway, I decided to use this one for another accent nail on this entire nail design. I'm going to go in with one coat, and the problem with yellows is you can see that they kind of shadow a little bit, or they kind of look a little bit streaky. And the one way that I would say to kind of avoid that or make it look a little bit better is to, one, do 2 coats, but 2, let it kind of sit on the nail and just kind of melt for a little bit into each other before you cure, and this will avoid some of that. After I've cured my 2 coats of the yellow, I'm going to go in with the matte top coat. The design that I wanted to do on the yellow top coat, I knew I didn't want it to take up the whole nail, so I'm going to take a little bit of washi tape and my big Bling stamper, and I'm going to take some of the kind of medium green type of color, and I'm going to get an entire image here of the stamping polish going, and then I'm going to stamp it on the nail. So when you're using the big Bling stamper, I like to suggest doing a quick roll when you're picking up the image, and then when I stamp it down, I go straight down. And I like to use the big Bling stamper if I'm going to do like full images like this. So once I have it exactly where I want it, I'm going to pull up the washi tape, and I recommend using washi tape because it comes up a lot easier than, say, Scotch tape. Number 21 from Coco & Claire is a holographic silver gel polish. It's perfect for doing any sort of line details or any sort of accents because it kind of will pull any of the other colors that it sits beside. I wanted to do kind of like a line going down the nail to separate the stamped image from the not stamped side. I don't have regrets about doing this portion of it. I just wish I would have used the sparkle that you guys are going to see next instead. I just think it would have tied the design together a little bit better, but the good thing about using a holographic silver is it is kind of neutral, and with those multicolors in it, it pulls any color that it sits beside, so it's not like it looks terrible, but yeah, anyway, that's just my regrets of this design. Also, this brush worked really nice for the fine detail work, but if you're going to do a long stripe like this, I would recommend using a long striper brush. Number 102, Enlightened Mint, is one of my favorite colors that Coco & Claire offers because it's a true chartreuse green type of color. I have a video up that I did back in March around St. Patrick's Day, kind of comparing a bunch of different greens that they offer, and this was one of the ones in it, and I could not wait to use it in a design. Because I'm doing some limes and such on this design, I decided to use it as an accent nail. Doing the exact same steps with 2 thin coats and then top glossing with my matte, I'm ready to go in with my stamping. Because the background is green, I knew I wanted to stamp some yellow lemons on top of it. I decided to just do one small one in the corner because I'm envisioning this going on a pointer finger, and I just thought it would kind of tie the rest of the citrus designs together by doing just one little lemon on it. But you definitely could add a few more and I think it would look really great as well. I'm just going to top gloss with my matte to seal in that stamping, and I decided for the last 2 nails to use number 145 Lucky Charm from Coco & Claire, which is kind of like a yellowy green type of glitter. I thought it would be perfect to kind of tie all of these different colors together, and I found that this went on really nice in 2 thin coats. It's got kind of like a colored base to it, so the sparkles on it just really pop. I really like both the shades of this and how this particular one applies. This is the design that I came up with for the citrus images. I just think it's like a little bit too busy. I'm not entirely sure if it all goes together, but yeah, this is what I came up with. So anyway, I left it in so you guys could see it, but I don't particularly love this design. It's not really my style, so I'm gonna move on to something else that is equally not my style. So this plate being like a minimalist plate, kind of channeling those boho vibes, is totally not my style either. So I took to Pinterest to get some inspiration and I found this nursery. I searched boho rainbow and this is what came up, and I really liked the colors on it. I loved the little rainbow, how it was like corals and beige colors as well as grays. I just thought it was so pretty. So I thought, heck, I bet I can do something like that with a nail design. Number 54 Vintage Coral is a nice kind of lighter medium coral type of color, and I wanted this to go on both the pinky finger as well as the thumb finger, and I knew that I wasn't going to do too much with these particular nails. I just wanted the color on the nails. So I'm going to do 2 thin coats of this color, and then I'm going to go in with my matte top coat because I did want to keep these nails matte as well. I'm going to take 151 Fuzzy Duckling from Coco & Claire, and I'm going to use this one on both the middle finger and the ring finger because I want those to be the focus of the design. So again, 2 thin coats, and then we're going to go in with the matte top coat to stamp on top of them. I do find with kind of lighter yellow shades like this, actually like any yellow shade, that you definitely have to work in like thin coats and layer them up to get that pigmentation and avoid the streakiness. But at the same time, I felt like these ones applied really nicely when I was using them. Number 148 Pour Me a Pint is like a creamy sparkle. I love this. I thought that it would tie in both like the boho vibes but also like the Talia vibes and bringing in some sparkle, because I feel like when I searched like boho and boho rainbow, there was no sparkle or bling or really anything to it. I'm like, I just can't have that. Like, I need to have a little bit of sparkle on this particular nail. So this one was definitely a 3-coater to get that kind of like pure pigmentation, but I really like how it looks creamy in combination with the sparkle. I just think this is such a unique shade. I feel like it would be a great neutral sparkle to use in so many different designs. You guys know how much I love like those vanilla bean type of colors, and to have that in a sparkle I think is great. I'm adding a matte top coat to all of the nails except for the pointer finger. I wanted to keep that sparkle sparkly. Number 86 is a nice bright corally pink. It leans a little bit more on the pink side than coral, but I decided to use it as the outer rainbow line, and I just wanted this nail to just have one rainbow on it, But after I was done this design, I thought it would look cool if you kind of staggered them a little bit like the picture of the nursery. Number 65 is the coral color that I decided to use on the rainbow on the inside. And you just want to make sure that when you're putting this down, you're staggering it quite a bit. When I did this the first time, I actually butted the rainbow up to each other, and that's not what you want to do. Number 15 is the light gray that I decided to use. I just love the combination of using a gray with this design. On the ring finger, I decided to use like the greenery that's on this plate, but not the florals. I just wanted different colors of leaves. This particular leaf is a layered one, so I decided to go in with number 93, which is like a milky white on top, just so it wouldn't take away from it too much. Like if I did a bright white, it would just take away from it, I feel like. I had planned to do the exact same type of thing using this leaf over here, but this one's actually not a layering one. This one's just a plain one on its own. And the green stamping polish that I'm using is number 72, by the way. I wanted to use some more of the coral color as well as some more of the gray color, using some different leaf images on here as well, and just tie it all together that way. Last thing that I wanted to do is add some crystals, but I didn't want like super blingy crystals, so I decided to take these pearl crystals, and I just had a couple of them in my collection, ones that matched really nicely with this color palette, this kind of pearl iridescent sparkly one, I guess, and then these gray pearls which tie in the different colors on the other nails. I just put a couple of them on the pinky finger, and I top glossed over top of the stamping design using the matte top gloss. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It is completely out of, I guess, my comfort zone, my style, because I don't lean towards this style a lot, but I know that it is a super popular like trend right now, and I definitely wanted to try and come up with a design for it. I'm hoping you guys can help me with something. So I offered you guys two different types of tutorials in this video. One was working on tips, and when I work on tips, I find I complete the entire design on one tip before moving on to the next one. And then the second tutorial was working on the hand, and I kind of did it in a style where it would be if I was working on clients, like I do the color and then all the artwork kind of separately. I'm curious which one you guys prefer, and not just working on the tips versus the hand, but also like the different method of working on like one nail first completely before moving on to the next one, or doing all the base first and then doing all the art together. So any feedback you guys can give me would be much appreciated. Comment below, let me know. Make sure you're following me on all my social media, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!